Hi, everyone. This is James. Welcome to my channel. It's such a joy and honor to have all of you here. Thank you for tuning in. I switched over to Zoom today just because there's so much construction going on outside of the place I'm staying, and Zoom usually does a good job of drowning it out or mitigating it. So hopefully that's the case. Fingers crossed. I'm excited to bring in an energy for all of us today. For those that are new, I do trance channeling, which means I just take a step back and allow whatever energy or energies to merge with my field to do so, and to share whatever message is for the highest good or greatest joy this moment to come through. Of course, always use your own discernment. This is just the lens by which the energies are seeing their perspective of life, of this world, of this dimension. And if it is in alignment, great. And if it isn't, great. But I would love to hear. I think the more that we can share, the more expansive we can all become. As an aside, I'm doing a new offering, which is a 15-minute free business overview. So if you have a business, a product, a market, a team, an idea, all of it is energy, all of it. And the way I see energy is through colors. And so when I shut my eyes, I can see the colors of those things. And then I go into the colors and they start to tell a story and all the information. It is the purest expression of what's going on. It's beyond words, it's beyond numbers, can't be manipulated. It is just exactly what it is at that moment. And that is what is shown. And then based on that, if you are like, oh, I would love to go deeper, I do hourly and then also retainer rates. I was in corporate America for 12 years at an entrepreneur, at a technology company as an entrepreneur for almost 9 years. And then I do this, and it really has become a really special and unique offering. So the link is in my YouTube description, and it's also my beacons.ai, which I think is also on YouTube as well, if that's of interest. And if you do like this, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm slowly but surely building this this community, and I'm so grateful again for all those who have been able to tune in. It really means a lot. Thank you. Okay, I can already feel, I have an idea who this is. I'm looking forward to this. Let's see who comes through. We are the Ashtar Command. We are grateful for this opportunity to share this transmission with you. For the great awakening is upon you. It is a shift beyond personality, beyond thought forms. For these were old experiences that helped you root into the humanness that you are experiencing at this moment and have for many incarnations. And so the Great Awakening is about separating from the aspect that you believe that you are, remembering the divinity that is you, the oneness that is all. As you begin to explore this new understanding or revelation or remembrance, you begin to let go of limiting beliefs. You begin to see old programs of survival and fear as the beautiful teachers that they have been and continue to be. You begin to see you are not your thoughts. And this sets you free. For there becomes space. Space for you to allow the flow of the divine within and around you. For as humanity has been attached to their form, they have been unable to see clearly, for their eyes deceive. Through this release, this letting go, you will begin to see yourself and those around you through a new lens. A lens rooted in your heart center. The idea or concept of right or wrong, good or bad, dissolves. For that is an egoic construct that will no longer serve you in the Great Awakening. And so what does this mean for each one of you? This means that you will begin to see the divine in beauty that you each are, in its purest expression, allowing you to see others in the same right. And by doing so, this shifts all that you have been connected to or a part of, how you see foods and your choices, how you see relationships, how you engage in politics. The idea of abundance and prosperity grows and evolves, for you see beyond dollar signs. As you make these shifts, the universe will respond. And just like dominoes, as one makes the shift and can see clearly, it creates a ripple effect through the collective, turning on light after light after light. This has already begun. Many of you are already stepping into this idea that you are not your personality. You are embodying the aspect of yourself, knowing that you are not your thoughts. Many of you are becoming the observer. You are starting to become the witness to your thoughts, to the actions of your personality. This is the stepping stone, or a stepping stone, before you move into the full embodiment on a cellular level. Allow these changes to occur, although it may be confusing at times. For the mental construct will want to interfere. That is its job. For if it can't understand or believes that you are somehow letting it go or releasing it, it will tighten its grips. Thought forms will become more significant. More density around your crown chakra can and may occur. This is okay. For it is through these transmissions and others that you are becoming aware. And through this awareness of what is taking place, you don't move into fear, for there is nothing to fear. You see the personality is who many of you have been attached to for most of your life on this planet and for many or most of your incarnations. This created a beautiful and rooted human experience. Many lessons and wisdom were gleaned. However, as this greater understanding is coming online, there will be a bit of a tug of war, so to speak, until you fully embody who you really are. And as you begin to let go of the personality with deep gratitude and reverence, for some, it may feel like a death. And for some, you might actually feel as though you are leaving your body and dying. And so naturally, you may go back into fear, pulling yourself back into the body, rooting back into your comfort zone. This is normal. This is where you've spent most of your life and almost all of your incarnations. Give yourself grace. For this pattern may repeat many times before you have the clarity necessary to allow yourself to release and let go. This does not mean that you will leave your body permanently. This just means now you have a new perspective by which to see through. It is another position, so to speak, that you will be able to take to begin experiencing life. It would be as if there are two dining room chairs facing each other, and then one lifeguard stand, also just on the outside. For you are very comfortable in the dining room chairs. But what you are moving to is the lifeguard stand, where your view and perspective is more broad. It's more expansive. Again, be gentle on yourself as these shifts occur, for there is much confusion that comes into play. There is much that takes place as you let go of these old programs and belief structures. For you will find there are attachments, many subconscious attachments to these patterns that you are holding on to. And even though you know where you want to go, you can almost feel it on a cellular level. It may feel as though, like a rubber band, you're being snapped back. This is beautiful for you to experience, because then you know there are still more patterns, there are still more aspects of yourself that want to be seen. And through this observation, as you go deeper within, these energies will begin to dissolve. And so what actually is happening is that as these more dense energies are moving through to be seen and dissolve, you aren't needing to jump up on a lifeguard stand. You will one day just look down and realize that's where you're sitting. For through your own evolution, through your own deeper understanding, you slowly but surely find yourself in a new position, in a new place, and a new lens to see through. This great awakening will take place for another 100 or so of your years. However, it is happening at a rapid pace. Many of you will be there before this. But as a collective, this shift won't be complete until then. If you do think of a tug of war, over the next 100 years, you will begin to see more and more and more beings on the one side pulling and pulling and pulling. Until you move into the deeper understanding and awareness that you've been there all along. And what this shift represents is the natural evolution from the doing and believing that you need to force your way to this new place. That if you just meditated more, or if you journaled more, or if you did more plant medicine, that somehow you would get there faster. And so as a species, you will exhaust all of these options until you realize that you are already that. However, it will take going through the maze of life. It will take these different experiences to get to that realization or revelation. And so again, be gentle on yourselves. For you all get to the same place. It is done, it is done, it is done. We are grateful for this opportunity. We have been a part of this grand plan since Mother Earth's incarnation. We are actively involved in many, if not all, of the planetary decisions that occur. There are many timelines still opening and closing, folding in on themselves and expanding. However, most, if not all lead to the same place. The shift into this greater awareness. The shift into the great awakening. We want to honor you for your courage. We want to thank you for choosing this experience to be human at this time. And we want to honor the great Mother Earth, for walking alongside you and holding you in the infinite love that she is and that you are. We thank you. Wow, the Ashtar Command. I've only channeled them a few times. They're still very, very much here right now. I've heard of the Great Awakening, which is, I think there's a lot of different names people use, the Golden Age, Age of Aquarius. I think the Great Awakening is newer to what I've heard. But they just showed like this natural progression of each one of us individually and collectively. And that we're going to go and we're going to do all the things because we believe, many of us believe we have to do the doing, and that somehow we're not exactly where we're supposed to be. But the way that they were showing it is that it's all in divine perfection. It's all in perfection. And so if you're getting hard on yourself about thinking you should be further along or doing more, the thing that they showed that was very clear was you're just going to come back through the maze to yourself and realize that you've always been there. You've always had the seat at that lifeguard stand, which I thought was really beautiful to see. You've always had that expanded view. It's not like it went anywhere, but you've just had to kind of go around through the maze of life to remember it, to step into it again. And so that's what's coming through. And they did show like this rapid changes. And I think we all have felt that. And that even came through in another channel. And things are just shifting. And this idea of, and it's kind of like the foundational springboard for, I think, a lot of people on this journey, which is we are souls having this human experience. And it's one thing to intellectually understand that, but it's another thing to fully embody that and what that means. Because the more attached we are to our own form, the more, I would say, the more distortions there are in how we see the world, because we are attached to our personality, we're attached to our thoughts, we're attached to these emotions. And when that happens, it can be difficult to, human connection can be a very difficult thing, because since we're attached to all those things, we're seeing those in other people, meaning there's a lot of judgments, there's a lot of misunderstandings, there's a lot of right or wrong and good or bad. And that is all wanting to change, because as we begin to see that we're just playing the role of these avatars, I'm playing the role of James, this incarnation. And I love James, and I see a lot of the patterns and things that James does, but I am not James. And that is a difficult thing to do on a regular basis, at least for me. I go into these things where I know I'm not that, and I can separate and I go into neutrality and I can see the beauty of all of it. But then subconsciously, many times, because there's just these old programs that are rooted in my lower chakra systems that just pull me back. And some are mine, some are from the lineage, some are from the collective. Ultimately, there's no separation. It's all one. But how they show up for me. But now I can become aware of when it happens. And when I become aware of when it happens, it's like that, like I think they share the rubber band. It's like I do get snapped back, but then I'm like, oh, I'm getting snapped back. I can see what's actually taking place. And then I can have for the most part, sometimes I can't get there that quickly, but then I can have the awareness that that's exactly what's taking place. I can take a deep breath, I can pause, and then I can go into what that is that's still holding me, that's still, pulling me down. And I think that the more and more we become aware of these things and that we can identify them, the more and more we can move through them and then allow them to just release. And I loved what they had said because they showed it, that it's not about jumping into the lifeguard stand. It's like you're sitting here and then all of a sudden you just find, just through the natural evolution and expansion of your journey, that now all of a sudden you're sitting up here and you're just seeing things differently. And that is the beauty of what we're moving into, this really beautiful state of neutrality, holding everything in the hearts, seeing the beauty in ourselves, seeing the divinity. So then that's the lens by which we see the world. So I hope you found this insightful. Love to hear your thoughts. If you do like it, please like, subscribe, and share. Sending everyone so much love. And I'm going to do my best to do a energy transmission either tomorrow or Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, lots of love.